vasurvasumanāḥ satyaḥ samātmā sammitassamah amōghaḥ puṇḍarīkākṣō vṛṣakarmā vṛṣakrtiḥ.
So Vasu plus Deva is Vasudeva. Deva means Lord. Lord of what all? Of Vasu. So we should know what Vasu stands for over there. Vasu means the 8 directions. Ashtavasus. There are 8 directions. Each direction there is a presiding deity, a Devata, ruling over that particular direction. He is the Lord of all of them. Therefore he is called as Vasudeva. So Vasuhu therefore means one who is the Lord of, who is the support of, who looks after all the directions. Not just 8, all 8 means all direction. Wherever we turn, he is there. That's what it means, one of the meaning. Vasu also stands for the primary elements from which the entire world of things and beings is made up of, starting from earth. So earth, the 5 great elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. Gross to subtle. It is these are his tools, Bhagavan's tools. These are the wealth that he has, from which he has fashioned out the entire world of things and beings. Vasu also means wealth. So the 5 great elements are also wealth because he is using them. For what? To create the entire world of things and beings. So Vasu stands for the 5 great elements. So 8 direction, the presiding deities of the 8 direction. He is the Lord of them. He is the Lord of the direction. He is the Lord of the 5 great elements. He is also the Lord of all wealth that we have. What is wealth? Wealth is not only bank balance. Everything that comes into our life, which enriches our life, is wealth only. Values are wealth. Health is wealth. Might, power is wealth. The faith that we have in us, the courage that we have is wealth. Everything that gets added to our lives, an asset for our lives, it's all wealth only. Wealth doesn't only mean money. So all wealth comes under Vasuhu. Rama Ratana. Muttu Kolliro, Krishna Emba Muttu Kolliro. Krishna is like, when I did Krishna, we went through it. He is the greatest wealth, Nidhi. Rama Sannidhi, that divine wealth called Rama. So Vasu stands for, starting from our materialistic wealth to the subtle quality, the good quality, they are called divine estate, Lakshmi Sampat, up to Moksha Lakshmi. Moksha is an asset. It's the wealth that we can have in our lives. After having obtained which, there is nothing more for us to gain. So that's why it's called Moksha Lakshmi also. He is the Lord of all of them. Then Vasundhara, Mother Earth. Mother Earth doesn't mean only Mother Earth, the entire realm of matter, gross and subtle. So it's not only Earth, the entire solar system, the Milky Way, the entire realm of matter outside of us and inside of us. Because all our minds put together, all our intellects put together is subtle matter. He is the Lord of all of them. Without him, none of our equipment, gross or subtle, can function. That's why we call him Vasudeva. So therefore realm of matter, and realm of matter we always call it as Prakriti, Mother Prakriti. So he is the Lord of Prakriti. Therefore Vasuhu. So not only Bhudevi, but even that. Vasamsi. Vasu means the clothes that we wear. What clothes are we wearing? We are not talking about the cotton and the silk that we are wearing outside of our body. The Atman in us is dressed up. With what all? It is dressed up with the intellect. Body called an intellect. It is then dressed up, one more layer on top of that. Body called the mind. And then one more over covering on that, like a shawl, outermost shawl. And what is it? The physical body. All of them are clothes, vestures, wrappings around us. The body is wrapped around us. Inside it there is one more inner layer called the mind. Inside that is in another inner layer called the intellect. All of them are clothing only. So we can say 3 or we can say 5 panchakoshas, starting from the physical sheath, Annamaya, food sheath, Annamaya kosha, up to the Anandamaya kosha, the bliss sheath. All of them are wrappings around us. They are like clothing around us. Who is the Lord who is presiding over all these clothing and making them do whatever they are supposed to do? The Lord inside us, the consciousness in us, the Atman in us. Therefore we call him Vasuhu or Vasudeva. Without him, if he is not there, all of them will collapse. The 3 bodies will collapse, the 5 sheaths will collapse, everything will collapse over there. So therefore he is Vasuhu. So it just means that innermost core in us, the ultimate reality, the most important vital factor in each one of us, because of which we are. Because of which first of all we exist. Then whatever we do is afterwards. Minus whom nothing exists. Everything just ceases to exist. That is what is being indicated in the term Vasuhu, the Lord of all of them. The next nama, Vasumānāḥ. Mana means mind. Vasumānāḥ means again pure, sweet, gentle, calmness. No agitation there, no disturbance over there. Even when we say Vasumati, Vasundara, if we really meaningfully use that name on our tongue, and if we are very, very aware, automatically at least to some extent, at least for a fraction of a second or a second, the mind quietens down. That's the greatness or the glory of all these names. They are so powerful. That is why we use this for naming. So Vasuhu itself means it's very serene, calmness indicated there, quietude indicated there, tranquility indicated over there, gentleness indicated over there, no agitation, no agitation, no anxiety, no disturbance inside, whatever is happening around us and about us. So Vasumānāḥ, whatever happens, the Lord never ever get agitated. Even this one, even our masters are like that. They know how to hold on to the reality that they have discovered within themselves, come what may outside. They are like a lighthouse. The waves can come and hit at the lighthouse, at the bottom, foundation. It dashes against it. Now the wave is a high tide, now it is low tide. Nothing happens to the lighthouse. Similarly, whatever comes, anything, in any place, in any time, under any situation, condition, occasion, the Lord remains untouched. Therefore he is called as Vasumānāḥ. We all, even small little thing, little the temperature goes down, we are cribbing. Little the temperature goes up, of course we are cribbing. Anything. Coffee is little cold, we crib. Little hot, we crib. Little extra milk also we will crib. Little less milk also we will crib. Anything is enough to whip us up. We are always on top or we are down. Crest or trough. We are riding on the wave or we are gone down there. Crest and trough. Riding on the waves over there. Now up, now down. Now up, now down. Therefore there is exhaustion in our lives. Masters are not like that at all. They know how to move through the ups and downs of life. Life is like an ocean. Bhagavan is like that. Vasumānāḥ. Supremely calm. What come, what may. There is a story also. When Bhrigu Rishi comes and kicks on the chest of Lord Vishnu, Narayana, when he is lying down there, and nothing happened. As though nothing has happened, the Lord behaves over it. We won't go into the story of it. Why? Sattva personified. over there. Gentleness, calmness, quietude, agitationlessness personified is Mahavishnu there. That is the meaning of Vasumanāḥ. So from where we are, from where our mind is, we have to move to a, first of all, calm, quiet, gentle mind. Then only we can hope for anything else spiritual to happen in our lives. Lord Rama is addressed like that very beautifully by Tyagaraja Swami. Two kritis are there, kirtans are there. In one he says, Ni chittamo, nischalamo, nirmalamo. Chitta means mind. So he says, your mind, O Rama, nischala. Chala means to move. Nischala means never ever will it move. No agitation. No ripple created there. Nirmala. There is absolutely nothing in it other than you, other than divinity over there. So he says, therefore I have come to you. Why? I am one who is completely chanchala. My mind is breaking and breaking and breaking. Like the ocean breaks into waves, huge waves, noisy, destructive waves, not the ordinary small waves. I am chanchala, therefore I have come to you, because your chittam is nischala, nirmala. Make me like that. And one more song is there, very beautifully he says, I seek refuge at the Lord whose face never changed under two situations. What were the two situations? One situation, Dasharatha called Rama and said, tomorrow it will be your Pattabhisheka. You will be installed as the crown prince. Rama, we are told, was Vasumana. There was calmness, quietude, so gentle tranquility which was registered on his face. Prasannata was there. The next moment he was called and he was told, you have to go to the forest for 14 years and you can't go like a prince. You have to leave everything over here and go. Nothing you will take. With a hermit's garb you have to go. Tyagaraja Swami says, not even 0.0001% the Lord's expression changed. The same Prasannata was there. That Rama, I seek refuge in, is what he said. Very beautiful song over there. So, Vasumanaha. One who is so, whatever is there inside only will be depicted outside, or will be, we will expose outside of it. Maybe we can cover up for the time being and make a show of ourselves so that the other person will not know really what we are inside. But ultimately the cat will be out of the bag. So if we are inside a hurricane or a storm, our mind is stormy, that will eventually be exposed. On the other side, if we are calm, quiet, tranquil, come what may, every situation, whether it is conducive or whether it is not conducive, whether it is pratikula or anukula, we will be able to hold our balance. And that is one of the lakshanas of a Mahatma, which is the lakshana of Bhagavan also. Vasumanaha, satyaḥ. The word satya comes from the word sat. We say, tell the truth. Satyavannu hedabeku. Always tell the truth means what you are seeing as it is, say. Or if it exists, say it exists. If it doesn't exist, say it doesn't exist. That's the reality of the situation. That is Vyavahara Satya. That also has to be practiced. But the word Satya comes from the word Sat. So what is Satyam? We say God is truth, truth is God. God is real, the ultimate reality. And the reality is God. So the word Sat means existence. That which exists, never ever to be denied, means it never ever goes into non-existence mode. It never goes. Means it was there in the past, it is now in the present, and it will continue to be there in the future, come what may. We do not know the timeline, past from where it started, future where it, we don't know anything at all. But still, in all the three periods of time, that which can never ever be denied, it existed, it exists, it will continue to exist. That factor, that is called Satvastu. That is called Satyam, real. Satyatvat. Then only we can talk about whether it is Nityatva, whether it will remain with me permanently or whether it is temporary. But it should exist. So Bhagavan, Satya, therefore me, he alone is the real. And the real can never ever be denied. It doesn't come under our logic. So we can say, I believe in God, I don't believe in God. This I believe in God and I don't believe in God are our intellectual evaluations. I believe in God, somebody says. Another person says, I don't believe in God. But both of us started with the word I. That I exists. It's because of that because of the existence of the I, that I said I believe in God. It's because of the existence of I that she said I don't believe in God. That capital I can never be denied. So the real will never ever go into unreal mode. And the unreal can never become the real. The mirage water that we are seeing, actually we are seeing. But it is unreal. So the unreal can never ever become the real. But we, in our life, samsaric life, we have taken all the unreal to be the real. That's the problem. Everything unreal doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's there now. It wasn't there earlier. It will cease to be in the future. That is the definition of unreal. Asatvastu. What is asat? Now it is there with me in the present for some time interval. It can be for a minute or it can be for a few years. Was it there earlier? No. Will it be there earlier in past? Will it be there in the future after 100 years? No. Therefore it is called unreal. Therefore it is called asat. Opposite of that is real. That which existed in the past, which exists in the present and which will continue to exist in the future. That alone is the real. Whether we say it, I accept it, or whether we say I don't accept it, that is our intellectual estimate. But because I said I don't believe, Bhagavan doesn't become non-existent. He is the one who is sitting in us and illumining that thought of ours also. He sat inside the person and made that person conscious of the thought that I don't believe in God, made the person open the mouth and say, I don't believe in God. So the very fact, if we say, I don't believe in God, is because of the grace of God Himself. So where is He non-existent? It is because of His grace that we opened our mouth and for whatever reason we said, I don't believe in God. But the very fact that we are able to open our mouth and say whatever it is, right or wrong, is because of His grace. Him we can't deny. That's the meaning of the word Satya. A very nice incident about this. There was an old person. He was an atheist. He didn't believe in God. So therefore, and his son got married and then grandchildren. One grandchild came. Son got a child and grandson was there. Naming ceremony, everything over. Now he wanted to convince the grandchild also and make it also become an atheist like him. So therefore we are told, he wrote on the wall over there in big, God is nowhere. So G-O-D, God is I-S, nowhere. N-O-W-H-E-R-E, God is nowhere. So constantly he would tell himself, God is nowhere, God is nowhere, God doesn't exist, God doesn't exist, because he has to become sure within himself that he is an atheist. So nobody will give him that certificate. He was self-certifying himself. And he always told the child also, he was trying to put it into the child. God is nowhere, God is nowhere, God is. But the child can't read still. So it started to go to school. So it learnt ABCD. Then C-A-T-cat, B-A-T-cat, bat, join the alphabets and make it a word. Slowly, slowly. Then it became familiar with the alphabets that were there on the wall. So it started to read. Small words, it knows how to read now. So it's a G-O-D, God. Grandpa was sitting there. I-S is. Nowhere is a big word for it. Still learning. So what did it do? We split up words like that. It split the word. N-O-W, now. Now. Then it said H-E-R-E, here. It repeated. Children are fascinated when they can, join alphabet and utter the word out. God is now here. God is now here. The grandfather got the shock of his life. All these years I was denying. And I wrote a denial over there. I negated that factor called God. And in the very negation and in the very denial was the assertion that God exists. Because in God is nowhere, God is now here. Now where can you deny? We can even leave away the word nowhere, and we can even leave now here. God is. First he wrote God is. Then he wrote nowhere. And the child made it into now here. But whether it is now here or whether it is nowhere, God is. So in the very denial, first came the assertion. God is. That is the real truth, Satyam. Then whatever was is intellectual conclusion for whatever reason. That is the meaning of Satyam over there. So that which can never ever be denied, come what may. And logic doesn't play over there. Yes and no, debate, assertion, negation. It can't play in the realm of Sat. Whatever exists in front of us, whatever does not exist in front of us, this doesn't exist. This exists. We are able to say the existence of a thing which we said, declared, and the non-existence of a thing which we declare is because of the existence of the Lord within each one of us. That existence has got no duality, no plurality. But here on the other side, I can say this exists, this does not exist. The existence of a thing, the non-existence of a thing or a being are allowed. So duality extended becomes plurality allowed on the other side. But when we come onto this side, that absolute existence which is there in us, because of whose existence we are able to say or experience the existence of things and beings and the non-existence of things and beings. That is called as satyaḥ. Samātmā and samāḥ. We can, and sammit, all the three we can put them together and get the meaning. Samātmā, sammitasamaḥ. I am going from samaha onward. Samaha means equal. Lord is available equally to everyone. He is the equal one. He is at the center. All of us are on the circumference of the circle. For all of us, He is equally available, equidistant. So from our standpoint, is He closer to me or is He far away from me compared to another person? He is equally available for all of us. In the 9th chapter, Bhagavan says, Samoham sarvabhuteshu, he says. I am equally available for everybody. I neither move faster, I neither move towards anybody, nor I move away from anybody. Name dveshosti na priya. Nobody is dear to me. Nobody is not dear to me. It's a state of positive indifference, if we may call it as indifference. Neutral state. Samaha is equally available for all of us. Samātmā, in each one of us, when we come to our own self, He is equally available in all of us. There is no, in a sinner there is less of Atman, in a saint there is more of Atman, in Badri, Kedar and Rameshwaram more of God place. And in places which are not spiritual places or non-pilgrim centers, God is available less. No, Samātmā is. He is equally there in all people, in all places and equally available in on time also. So that is the meaning of samātmā. So samaha, samātmā, sammitaḥ. Sammitaḥ means, actually the word meaning sammati we say. Give your, sammati means give your acceptance. Say yes. That's what it means over there. Say yes. Say I accept. So when we put our vote over there on the election day, it is we are putting our sammati there. I accept you as my MLA or as my MP. Bhagavan is sammitaḥ, means he is the acceptable, or everything is acceptable to him. There is nothing non-acceptable to him. Any place, any situation, any time, absolutely no negativity there at all. He is only, he is a state, he is a yes state, if we may call it like that. Y-E-S. That is why they say Devatas will always be saying Astu, Astu, Astu. Therefore be careful of what you say. They will never say Na Astu. It is always accept, accept, accept. It is. It's a very, very positive state which is being indicated over here by the word sammitaḥ. So therefore they say never ever say think wrong. Because when we think wrong, the whole of nature, the whole of cosmos is saying yes, yes, yes. It will never say no. At a large level, cosmic level, nothing is in a no state. Even water and fire, which are anti of each other, at our level they are against each other. Where water is there, fire doesn't exist. Where fire is there, water doesn't exist. But at a very large scale level, in the ocean, both are there accepting each other. There is never a no there. It is yes and yes and yes. So can water sit and fire sit next to each other? Yes. There is no denying there at all. That is why when we move higher and higher and higher in our spiritual evolution, this sammitaḥ state will come to us. It is always a state of acceptance. It is always a state of positive response. It is always yes. It is always is there. That is why careful of your thoughts. They say to us, careful about the words you say. Supposing we say something wrong, the whole of nature is saying yes, 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 because it's always giving mode. Whoever is in the giving mode will always say yes. Mother Nature is always in giving mode. She never is in non-giving mode or never in a denial mode. So therefore, if we utter something wrong, it be yes. From there, the yesness, it will get endorsed. Therefore, they say careful with whatever actions you do, activity, careful with the words that we use, and also careful with our thoughts also. We were in the 12th stanza of Vishnu Sahasranama, and the Nama which we had just finished in the previous class was the 109th one. So today we have to we are entering into the 110th name of the Lord. Amōghaḥ. We've already chanted the verse, so we will go ahead. One of his names is amōghaḥ. Mogha means in vain, not serving any purpose, useless. We tried to do something, but then we couldn't. Yes, willing was there, wishing was there. We did put in some effort. Maybe we really put in a lot of effort, but still whatever we wanted to achieve or gain, we did not. So that is the meaning of mogha. Not useful, purpose not served. Amōghaḥ is just the opposite of it. Purposeful, meaningful, never in vain. So whatever, amōghaḥ, this is one of the names of the Lord. So whatever he thinks, because from our standpoint we are trying to describe him. Whatever he thinks of, whatever he wills, we always say divine will, Bhagavat Sankalpa, and our Sankalpa on the other side. So whatever he wills, he wishes, he thinks, whatever he desires to do or not to do, it can be either way. And whatever activities he engages himself in, it always ultimately fulfills itself. That is the meaning of. And how much does it fulfill itself? It fulfills itself in infinite measure. It's all a question of how we are able to take in, how much we can receive from that side. Because our vessels are finite, conditioned. So though the Lord is giving us so much, though there is so much of sunlight outside, it all depends on how many windows we open. So we can't blame the sun for no light in our house. Sun's light is there plenty, but we have not opened our windows. Or just one or two we may have opened. And that too with closed curtains. So that's the meaning of amōghaḥ over here. Nothing is in vain. Purposeful, useful, beneficial. Not for one person, for two persons, for everybody. That's why we say satyaḥ. Satyaḥ namaha. Dasuru very beautifully puts it in Kannada and he says, Hari chitta satya. Narachitta lavalesha nadayadu, he says. Hari chitta means will. Whose will? Hari's will is satya. That alone will ultimately fulfill itself. Narachitta lavaleshavu nadayadu, he says. Whatever we plan, we desire, it just doesn't work itself out at all. Why? Simple reason, we are not aligned with his will. So our will must become Bhagavan's will. That is why that thy will be done, not mine, not mine. Because ultimately his will alone is going to overtake our will. Ours is all egocentric. So amōghaḥ, that's what it means. Next name, puṇḍarīkākṣō. Earlier also we had come across the word where it was described that the Lord's eyes are very beautiful like the lotus petal. This is also the same thing as that. Puṇḍarīkākṣō. One who has got beautiful eyes. How beautiful are they? Like the petal of the lotus. Lotus has got beautiful qualities. It's soft, texture-wise, pinkish color, very beautiful, pleasing, very soothing for us to look at. And the lotus itself will bloom only when the sun comes up. So it stands for knowledge. Lotus stands for symmetry. Lotus stands for truth. All the petals put together stand for that. So one of the petal, Bhagavan's eyes are being compared to one of the petal of the lotus. So all those qualities are there. That is one meaning. Another meaning, puṇḍarīkākṣō, eyes. Eyes we use. Eyes are one of our sense organs amongst the five Jnanendriyas. Eyes are one of them which we use to see. So see what over here? See Bhagavan. Where? In the puṇḍarīkam. Puṇḍarīkam means heart space. Lotus of our heart. We always say Hridaya Kamala, Hridaya Kamala. In the lotus of our heart, we should have his darshan. Whose darshan? Bhagavan's darshan. So it is possible to see him, to have his darshan, Ishvara darshana, in the lotus of our own heart. Darshan means experience him. That's what it means. Whether it is with form or formless, it doesn't matter. So one who can be seen in, one whose darshan can be had, or one who can be experienced, I stand for that, in our own heart, lotus of our heart. That is the meaning also of puṇḍarīkākṣō. One who can be seen. With respect to this Lord's eyes, see, every part of the Lord is very beautiful. Sundaranga, we say. Anga means limbs. All his limbs. In the Sundarkanda, we find Hanumanji explaining or describing Rama's physical beauty to Sita. She asks, describe him to me, she said. Physical beauty over there. From the tip of his hair to the tip of his toe, Rama's, Hanumanji very beautifully describes over there. So we always say tailor-made, perfect. Every limb of him is very perfect. Especially always more emphasis is given for the feet, we know why, and for the Lord's face. And when it comes to the Lord's face, his smile, In English, we say he is always smiling. But in Sanskrit, we use the word prasannata. Now, that prasannata has got no equivalent in English. It is so many factors put together. It's smile. And the prasannata is something which is, it expresses calmness, tranquility, composure, softness, love, affection, compassion, everything put together is prasannata. Always smiling face of the Lord. And there also eyes are so the eyes of the Lord are supposed to be very, very beautiful, attractive, captivating for us. If we can see eye to eye with the Lord, physically also I'm saying, then we will not anymore be in this realm of samsara at all. There's a very nice bhajan. Actually, it is in Vraja Bhasha. I'm just putting it in a few words. A person is sitting over there, maybe under a tree, and watching people walking on the road. He sees a person going towards Vrindavan. So he's telling him, calling him, and he's saying, "Hey, co-traveler, fellow traveler, where are you going? It looks like you're heading towards Vrindavan. I'm advising you, don't go to Vrindavan. If you go, but supposing you have to go to Vrindavan, no advice. There are so many verses, stanza by stanza. Supposing you have to go to Vrindavan, then don't go anywhere near the banks of the Yamuna river. In spite of my warning, supposing you have to go over there to the banks of the Yamuna, you will see groups of gopas and gopis all huddled together. Make sure you don't enter into that group. Supposing you have to go, because your work is like that you have to transact with the group of people over there, the gopas and the gopis. Make sure amongst them there will be one dark complexion covered by Gopalaka will be there. He will be there. Make sure you don't go anywhere near him. If you happen to confront him, or if he confronts you, and if he sees eye to eye with you, then you are finished, he said. So close your eyes if you see him. So supposing he sees eye to eye with you, your vision, your gaze matches, both yours and that kala is the word used over there. Krishna is whom we are talking about. So close your eyes. Because the moment he sees you, you will get so captivated, you will freeze over there. And then next what will he do? He will pick up his flute and start playing on it. I am warning you right now. The moment you encounter that black, dark, complexioned Krishna, close your eyes, close your ears and run for your life. If you don't do that, you will become God mad. Like how I become a God mad person. And people will just throw you out of society. Useless for samsara, good for nothing. Always says Krishna, 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 Krishna. I is over there. There's a very beautiful incident also. I'd like to share it. And puṇḍarīkākṣō, Hanumanji, we know how he rips open his chest and shows to everybody that Rama, Sita, Lakshmana are there in the lotus of his heart. That story of that necklace, pearl necklace is there. I won't go into that. There's a very beautiful another incident in the life of Sri Ramanujacharya. There was a person, a wealthy businessman called Dhanurdas in Srirangam. Now he happened to meet one temple dancer called Hemamba. She was extremely beautiful. Extremely beautiful. So he got associated with her. He started neglecting his family and all, always in her company. So beautiful she is. And of all her beauty, she is beautiful. What is more captivating about her or more beautiful about every part of her, her eyes were supposed to be very beautiful. It's recorded in Sri Ramanujacharya's biography. Beautiful eyes she had. So he got fascinated, he was overwhelmed with her beauty, and therefore he constantly was in her company. And Srirangam, Tamil Nadu, it is hottest. So always he will be with an umbrella. When she is walking, he'll hold the umbrella over her because sun's rays, she may get tanned, she'll get exhausted, she will get fatigued. This was how he was. Then one day she expressed to him that today is a festival day, some occasion, special occasion in Sri Rangam temple, Sri Ranganatha Swami temple. The Utsava Murti is going to come. They are going to bring the Utsava Murti, the processional deity, on the streets of Sri Rangam, and I wish to watch the procession. I wish to watch the Utsava. So the whole of Sri Rangam will be outside to watch the procession of Bhagavan, of Sri Ranganath. So she said, I want to go. He said, okay, if you want to go, I'll also come. He was not interested, but because she is going, he went along with her. So everybody is standing over there. They're waiting, all eyes towards the temple, because the Utsava Murti procession is going to come from that side. Everybody is looking towards the temple, and he is turned the opposite way. He is looking at her with the umbrella in his hand, gazing away at her. He is not at all worried about what is happening around him and about him. Will anybody mock me, tease me? He is not bothered. For him, it was only her looking at her. So this was how it was. It was odd. Ramanujacharya happened to be there. Ramanujacharya's gaze fell on him. Puṇḍarīkākṣō. When we say it is not only Bhagavan, it can even be Guru's glance. Not only Guru's Purna Drishti. He need not have to look face to face directly into our eyes also. One side glance of the Lord, Kataksha Drishti we say, of the Lord or of the Guru is enough. In Viveka Chudamani, Shankara dramatizes it. The Shishya tells the Guru, sir, one side glance, cast one glance, side glance towards me. Why? Because I am roasted in the fire of samsara. I'll hold on to that gaze and come up in my life. One side glance. So, Ramanujacharya happened to see him. That will do. If the Lord sights us, if the Lord casts a glance, side glance at us, or if the Master casts one glance at us, our Uddhara sure has to happen. So, not only are we talking about Bhagavan over here, we are talking about the Acharya also over here. So, it so happened that his Purva Punya, Dhanurdasa, Ramanujacharya happened to look at him. And he saw this weird scene over there when everybody is looking, waiting for the procession of Bhagavan to come, or looking in that direction. This person is ulta, turned backside towards the procession, and he is looking at Hemamba over here, lost in her. So then, wherein everybody is turned in one direction and he is turned in the opposite direction. So the drishti, Kataksha drishti of Guru has already fallen on him. Guru and God, Lord we know, are one and the same. So he approached Dhanurdasa and said, why are you turned in that other direction? When everybody is waiting for Bhagavan's procession to come, what makes you turn to the other side? Dhanurdasa said, sir, her beauty, Hemamba's beauty. Don't you know I can't just stay away even for a fraction of a second without gazing at her, without drinking in her beauty. What is so great about her beauty? Her eyes. Dhanurdasa, I suppose you have told Ramanujacharya, her eyes, sir, her eyes, so beautiful, so captivating, so enchanting. Like these pair of eyes, I can't find any other pair comparable to this. That is why I am turned towards her. Ramanujacharya then told him, supposing I show you a more beautiful pair of eyes, what will you do? He said, impossible. Impossible, sir. Definitely, I don't think in the universe there is another pair of eyes more beautiful than Hemamba's eyes. But Ramanujacharya challenged him. He said, no, supposing I show you, what will you do then? He said, if you can show me a pair of eyes more beautiful, more captivating, more enchanting than Hemamba's eyes, I leave her immediately. I will stop following her and I will follow that pair of eyes. He said, come with me. Procession went. And after that, Ramanujacharya took him to the main shrine of Ranganatha Swami. The curtains were closed, we are told. The Acharya prayed to the Lord. He said, Lord, here is a person whom you can do uddhara of. All that he needs is one glance, one side glance of yours. Because Bhagavan is lying down over there. So he can't directly look at Dhanurdasa also. One side glance. Just bestow on him. His uddhar will happen. Is how Ramanujacharya prayed to Ranganatha. Dhanurdasa also was there. I think he was feeling a little odd. He said, he will show me a beautiful pair of eyes, and he brought me into the temple. And in the sanctum, there is nobody else. Pandit will be there. And of course, the deity will be there. Moola Vigraha will be there. So where is he going to show me more beautiful pair of eyes? That must have been going on in his mind. Anyway, he went because Acharya promised to show him. Then the curtains moved. And when the curtains moved over there, the Lord answered Ramanujacharya's prayer, request. It is said that the deity's eyes moved. And Dhanurdasa was keenly observing the deity over there. He saw the eyes of Sri Ranganatha, the aliveness of Sri Ranganatha, because it's a deity. For all of us, it's a stone vigraha. But for a bhakta, it is not a stone vigraha at all. It is full of life. Aliveness is there. So the eyes of the Lord, of the deity over there, Sri Ranganatha, moved. And Dhanurdas had a darshan of that. He immediately fainted. After he came back to his senses, he was completely a transformed person. He prostrated fully, unconditionally to the Acharya and said, today I have seen the most beautiful pair of eyes. Incomparable, indescribable. I am now dasa to those pair of eyes. Whose pair of eyes? Ranganatha Swami. He became a devotee of the Lord. Of course, he became a disciple of Sri Ramanujacharya. And we are told that he is compared to he is equivalent to the Alvars. That is the status that is given to this great devotee, disciple of Ramanujacharya, who was known as Dhanurdas. Hemamba also came. Sir, you have done uddhara of him. What about me? Because of me, he was wayward. And then now you have done his uddhara. I think you must do my uddhara also. She also became a devotee of Ramanujacharya. So the eyes of the Lord is a beautiful illustration in this particular incident in the life of Sri Ramanujacharya, describing to us how beautiful are the pair is the pair of the eyes of the Lord. puṇḍarīkākṣō. vṛṣakarmā, vṛṣakṛtiḥ. We can club it with earlier what we have done, vṛṣākapiḥ. Last time we went through that. Vṛṣa means dharma. Vṛṣākapiḥ means one who is reveling in his own joyous state of what? Of dharma. God, we always say God is truth, truth is God. We say God is dharma, dharma is God. And what does dharma mean? Simplest meaning is when we are true to ourselves, we are in dharma. And what are we supposed to? True to ourselves means what? What are we supposed to be? We are supposed to be nothing but Bhagavan himself. Aham Brahmasmi. So we are supposed to be immortal, unconditioned, infinite, immortal. That is our true state. But now we are experiencing everything opposite of that, which belongs to the realm of adharma. So dharma means true to our own essential nature. Bhagavan is always reveling in his own true essential nature. Whether formless or with form. Any avatar of the Lord we can take up. Still, we always find him aligned to dharma, reveling in dharma. Why? He is dharma. So, vṛṣākapiḥ we had seen earlier, Now these two words over here, vṛṣakartiḥ, akriti means form over there. So vṛṣakartiḥ means one who is of the very form of dharma. Bhagavan is dharma walking on 2 feet because we see the Lord in our own image. We say Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. Rama is nothing but an embodiment of a personification of Dharma. It means he knows Dharma. He knows Dharma, but is he practicing it? He is practicing Dharma also. And he makes sure others also follow in his footsteps. So therefore, not only is the Bhagavan reveling in his own state, vṛṣakapiḥ, but vṛṣakartiḥ, he is of the very form of Dharma itself. He is Dharma walking on 2 feet. So if he is that, then and the next vṛṣakarmā, therefore whatever comes out of him as a sankalpa, as a will, as a thought, as a desire, Bhagavan's desire to do this or not to do this. And finally, when the Lord engages in activities, which we say Bhagavan's Leela, all the beautiful, beautiful stories that we see around him and about him, whether it is Rama avatar or Krishna avatar, any of the avatars, all of them are aligned to Dharma only. So, and especially if we take up Krishna's stories, because Purna avatar are there, if we take up every incident there, starting from Krishna's birth in the prison onwards, every incident over there is aligned to Dharma. We have a very beautiful story over there for the children, and then there is a very deep suggestive significance for all of us as to how we should be walking our spiritual path. There is an inner meaning also. Every incident of Bhagavan, story part is there. The word meaning is there, but there is a lakshanartha also there. There is an inner meaning. So every little incident in Krishna, why he stole butter, why he was tied to that mortar, why he told the gopis, come out of the river. They didn't have clothes, they had gone to the Yamuna to take a dip over there. The clothes were there on the banks of them. He says, come out and do namaskar to me. Then only I'll give you your clothes back. So whether it is that, whether it is a rasa krida, any one of the incidents of Krishna. It's a beautiful, the incident by itself is very beautiful, and there is always an inner meaning behind it, a suggestive meaning behind it, which is aligned to the higher dharma. So it tells us, it talks to us about the goal, it talks to us about where we are, and it also indicates to us how we should walk the path from where we are to where we should reach out. So, vṛṣakartiḥ, vṛṣakarmā. 13th.